Good evening, members. I cannot say warm evening, but because it is raining outside, luckily we are having virtual meeting only today. I welcome today's speaker Mahesh Jawar sir and our treasurer Girdhar Lal Toshnwal sir and our Sikasa co-chairman Saran Kumar Uppalapati. I welcome all the members also for this wonderful seminar on Power Query as an audit tool. We have now. I request our committee member Saran Kumar Uppalapati, who is also expert on the same topic, to introduce the speaker. Santosh, can you be silent? Santosh, mute.
Santosh, can you please mute?
So, yeah. I request Saran Kumar Uppalapati, who is also master in the same topic, to take the privilege of introducing today's speaker, Mahesh Jawar sir. Saran, give overview of the program and introduce.
Sure. Thank you so much, Secretary sir, for the opportunity. In fact, when the topic is Power Query as an audit tool, this is one of all the time favorite, because Power Query is the life for the entire Excel. If you see Microsoft Excel or Power BI, the backend is entirely Power Query. This is one of the very relevant topic. In fact, I'm remembering 10 days back, I've taken one session for SARC on the tax audit using the technology tools. Out of 2.5 hour session, almost like 1 hour 15 minutes I have taken on the Power Query. One of the very important tool. I request members to have a keen attention, because I'm sure whatever Mahesh sir gonna talk next 1.5 hour or 2 hours will be the future. You will be here more after 5 years. Okay, so try to adapt as soon as possible to make your work more simple. Let me take the privilege of introducing our speaker, Mr. Mahesh Jawar. He is the founder at M. Jawar and Associates Chartered Accountants, based out of Hyderabad and located at Taramandar complex. Before founding the CA practice, Mahesh gathered rich experience in the fields of risk consulting, includes consulting business on special transactions, preparation of standard operating procedures, implementation of SOPs. Indirect taxation includes assisting in building tools to perform reconciliation, GST refunds, litigation and compliance from ENY. After coming into the practice, looking at the changing dynamics of the industry with respect to the startups, he trained himself and equipped to consult the startups. Currently, he is the lead. He is leading a team of 7 people and is focused on startup consulting, business and risk consulting, and indirect taxation. He believes in teamwork and has a goal to make a holistic firm with a team full of enthusiasm. With this very brief introduction, I request Mahesh Jawar to go ahead with the session, sir.
Thank you so much, Saran sir, for introduction, and also thank you, Ravi sir, for being here in the session today. Saran sir, you said that 10 days before you had a session on the tax audit, but even in the regional council, the national conference also, we had a look at the technology that we are willing to adopt. And yes, as you said, the Power Query is the most powerful tool that I have come across in the past 2 years. I've been working on this, the Power Query part. So, and I would also like to thank Deepak sir. In fact, I am not sure if he's present today here, because he has pushed me to take this session, as he found that it will be very useful, for all the members across. So with that, I would also give a very warm welcome to all the attendees today, all the members, because this is a very important topic, and you have understood that this is something that needs to be a part of every CA firm. And in fact, I am assuming, or I'm predicting that probably each and every your clients are also going to adopt this technology coming forward. So let us try to understand what is this Power Query, and even how you can use it as a part of the daily tools and all. And
sir, 1 minute. Actually, Deepak sir wanted to join, but he was stuck in some rain. Now we are also having some meeting, actually.
Yeah, meeting. In fact, Deepak would like to give hi to the Mahesh. He just joined.
Oh, hello, sir.
Sorry, I was stuck in the traffic, could not join.
I understand.
Please continue.
Yeah.
Members, good evening to all of you, and welcome you to the important seminar. So happy learning. Thank you.
Yeah, a
We are
lot
just
of
leaving
big
for
thanks
some
to.
important meeting.
Yeah, I'll not take much time, but thank you, Deepak sir, for identifying. He's the one who identified that I knew the topic, and he insisted that you please take, as it's in the interest of large for all the members of the we are practicing. All right. So with that, Saran sir, you are also an expert matter in this, so please correct me wherever I go wrong in that, in terms of presenting and all, and give a add-ons wherever that can be there and can be insightful. So let's make it an interactive session. Before we start the session, I just wanted to be very quick and understand, sir, can I have the reactions and the hands up, raise of hands from the attendees, and can I see it on the screen?
Yeah, I think they are having the access. You are also the host. You are the co-host. I can make you co-host. You are already co-host.
Yeah, I mean, I'm able to see only the panelist here. I'm not able to see the
attendees. Besides panelists, there is an audience actually. There are two tabs, panelists as well as audience. Attendees, probably you can check there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. So I'll just present my screen. Let me know if the screen is visible.
Yes, you can present the screen.
So, is the screen visible, sir? Can I have a confirmation?
Yes, absolutely visible. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Sir, but I'm not able to see the candidates here in the screen. I can only see 4 of us. Hello?
Mahesh, once you click the participants, can you see all the participants of 33 members?
I can just see that, but I cannot see their reactions and all. Would not be able to see.
No, whenever they give a reaction, certainly you can see it. I request Jwala sir. Hi Jwala sir. Yeah, Jwala has given raise hand.
Okay. All right, sir. I think I was looking for something else, but in the interest of time, I think we'll proceed this way.
No worries. Jwala sir, by the way, welcome, sir. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So I would like to know first, how many of us have already heard this term called as Power Query? Can just give a thumbs up. Okay, Venkat, Karan, can see that. Jwala sir, Shakil, okay, Parmeshwar. All right, I think many of us have already heard this term. Now, how many of us have actually learned a bit of it and have a brief knowledge on this particular topic? Okay. All right. I think few of them have already started using. All right, great. So it will be easy for you to correlate on this topic. So yeah, Power Query as an audit tool. So first of all, this term of Power Query, which is there, it is nothing but, I would say it's only a add-in to the Microsoft Excel that you should understand. So when this Power Query as an add-in in the Excel is enhancing the way you are going to do the reviews in the day-to-day time. So let us put it in very simpler terms. We are doing various types of audits, like internal audit for that matter, or stat audit, or tax audit, or we do reconciliations, reviews, whatever different types of things. Now, how do we do that? Is by using Microsoft Excel as a tool right now. We don't use much of the Power Query part of it, but there is a enhanced version which we will see it for today. So can we have someone who can speak? If suppose you are supposed to do an internal audit and I give you a case that there are certain 2 sets of data that needs to be reviewed and verified, what is the current process that you would be following? So can we have members to speak as well? Hello.
I think we should give them an access to speak, but they can speak. They can unmute and speak. I don't think so. Santosh, are you there in the session? Santosh?
think there are a couple of things because it is difficult without their interactions to be.
1 second, sir. We will make panelists to speak. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, they can unmute and speak now. I think I have given access for everyone. They all are allowed to talk now. Is it not?
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, if anyone would like to speak, probably you can speak, given an access. Kindly enable the chat on Zoom. Okay. Chat is disabled. Chat is enabled. Santosh, I request you please enable the chat box. Yeah, Mahesh sir, you please go ahead. I'll request our technical person to look into this because he is having the host access.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, I think we'll proceed further first. So yeah, for the session, if at all you are able to follow me, just know that there is a reactions button. Give a thumbs up wherever you are able to follow me. If you have any doubts, feel free to raise your hands. And if I ask for any confirmations, please feel free. It gives me an understanding that you are able to follow so that I can stop in between. Now, so what is the content that we are going to discuss today? About the Power Query. So forget everything that what is Power Query and all, just focus on the content so that you are able to follow. I'll slowly be telling it in a very process manner, what we are going to do, what we are doing, why this Power Query, how will it be useful in our practice, and how you can build the tools using this Power Query and implement across your clients. The only suggestion which I would give is whatever I'm going to speak today, please keep your current data flow or the procedures that you are following in mind and try to correlate with the topic that we are discussing, because that is going to help you in understanding and interpreting how this will be useful for you. So first we will have a look at the Power Query as a tool. What is introduction about the Power Query, what it is and all, very quick thing. Then we will jump into Power Query editor. Okay. So the Power Query editor, which is nothing but it is an add-in. Okay. So you can very quickly download it from the website. It is absolutely free, no cost. So that is one of the things that you should know. If you're having a Microsoft version, please feel free to download it from the Microsoft's website. Then in the Power Query editor, we will see what are the various kinds of tools that are going to be there. Tools, when I say the term tools, it is nothing but there are certain filters, sorting, transformation of the data, how you can do, how you can apply pivots and all those kind of tools, it is termed as Power Query tools. Then we will walk through with a practical example in which we will try to see from very basic to advanced level how Power Query it can be used by us in the performing the activities in our work methodology or engagements that we are doing. Okay. Now, before we go into this, first we have to understand what is the current process that we are following. So each one of us, we do internal audits. Okay. So and or maybe statutory audits for that matter. So I'm taking one example, and I would like someone from all of you to speak how you would do that particular procedure without the help of Power Query in the Excel. Okay. Is that okay? Can I have thumbs up? All right. So now let us say that I'll just create an Excel sheet also for that. So let us say that we have two set of data wherein one is employees master database and the other is the customer, the vendors master database. Yeah. So these are the two databases that you're having. And there is a policy in the company which says that if an employee has joined, if an employee is working with the organization, then the vendor onboarding process, they should never ever onboard those kind of entity, that person basically. So I repeat this question again, this session again. employee, if a person is an employee with the organization, okay, he should not be onboarded as my vendor. Okay, and you have a set of data, like for example, serial number 1, you have employee ID 1234, the name of the employee ABCD, and you have his PAN card number, let us say AVSPJ 9321Q, and some other furthermore details. Okay, so this is from where employee master data. Similarly, you have vendors master, wherein you are having the details like the PAN number of that person, you are having GST number also, and you have his name, his trade name, and other details. Okay, so let us say that this is the detail that is available, and okay, so the employee name here will be, let us say, Matesh.j, like this. The data has been stored. Now I want someone to speak. Assume that there is a list of multiple data like that. You know, you have some around thousands in the vendor master and thousands in the employee master. You are now being tasked that you want to find out where there are employees who are sitting in the employee master data also, and they are also there in the vendor master. So how will we do this step? Very quickly, I want anyone to unmute themselves and speak. Anyone? Okay, anyone who wants to speak? 1 minute. I think there's the branch is not there. Let me just do this. And Sashi, okay, I am allowing you to talk. Yeah, please, Sashi, you can talk, I guess now. You can unmute yourself. Even Venkat, I am allowing you to. Rajshekar Reddy. Venkat, yeah, please.
You are able to hear me? Is there any
Yes.
disturbance from my side?
No, you are audible.
Okay. So in the normal Excel, of course, without using Power Query.
Yeah.
So we have this employee master data and of course the vendor master data.
Yes.
We look up basing on the PAN number. Assume in the vendor master, the person, whoever is the vendor, he is giving the PAN number. Okay. The PAN number, obviously, to the best extent possible, it will not have any spaces to the left or right. We do it and we do the VLOOKUP. That's it.
VLOOKUP, right? So we'll be applying VLOOKUP to identify in both the sheets. So there will be a double VLOOKUP.
Yes,
VLOOKUP
yes.
here
This
and
to
a
there
VLOOKUP
and
here.
there to here. Yeah, got it.
Correct?
And I am at the moment, of course, I am not a practicing chartered accountant, but I am in Otis Global Services. I have been doing Power Query process automations in my company. And when I got this notification in my phone today, I'm really very much surprised. Thank you. Thank you for this.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Just give me a second. Yeah, thank you, sir. So so we have understood one of the methods wherein we see that VLOOKUP is currently that is used. And suppose this activity is a recurring activity which we are engaged for quarterly review, half yearly review, annual review, or for various clients this policy is common. So you see that these policies, when we do the internal audit, we will see that these policies will be more or less same, because it is something which is connected with the independence of the people. So now if we have to do this every time, and every time we are supposed to apply the VLOOKUP, so we will first go extract this data, and then this vendor master data we will go and extract. Then we will come here, apply the VLOOKUPs. Yeah. VLOOKUPs, and then figure out what is the similarity, where are the common transactions and the observations, extract those, prepare a summary, and then give the output. Now, instead, if I was supposed to do this automatically, like without every time doing the VLOOKUP thing and all, then I can use the Power Query, whatever are the steps that have been performed. Now, this step which I'm talking that you can do with the help of Power Query, I'll explain it to you in the upcoming slides after I have given you the basics about what is the Power Query. Okay, so let me walk you through. Are we able to follow till here? Can I have quick thumbs? Yeah. Okay. So now let's go to. Yeah. So now first I would like to introduce you where you can find this Power Query. So you go here into the data tab. In the data tab, this get and transform data, which you are able to see here. This is nothing but a complete chunk of the Power Query. Okay. And these are the queries and connections where you can see this. So when I use the term query, it is just a nomenclature. What you can keep in your mind to understand this query is that it is nothing but a coding which is there in the background. Okay, so this Power Query, it runs on a code which is called as M code. Okay, but as an auditor, we don't have to learn that Power Query, in the M code language and all, because it is step by step driven and you can easily follow those kind of steps. Only thing is you have to apply logical reasoning as to what steps at what point in time you have to apply. Okay, so let me give you a brief about this thing. So here, get and transform data. This get data is used for extracting the information. So in Tally, in SAP, in other ERP softwares, we will go there, click on export the data, and we will first export it into the Excel, store it in a folder, and then take the information, etc. But with the help of Power Query, you can automatically take the data, for which I'm going to give you one of the examples. So let us say that, let me have this web-based data. So let us say that your client is maintaining data in the online portal. Okay, so like on a web-based softwares or somewhere. So you want to extract a set of information from that online software directly into the Excel without clicking a single button in that particular software. So how will you do? Is this is one of the ways. Or else we'll just open Wikipedia statistics. Let us say some sort of statistics we have. So just assume that this is a data. Just there here. And let us say I want to download this set of data from this site. So how will we do manually? If I'm supposed to do manually this data, is that I will try to copy like this. I like to copy like this, copy. I'll go to the Excel and I'll go and click on paste data here. So this is how I do it manually. Now let us say I want to get this data directly without even copying and pasting the data. So what I can do is data, get the data, not get data. Here you see this from them. Click on from them. Paste the URL here. This URL you have to copy. Paste the URL here. If the URL is open, it will automatically identify the data for us. So you can correlate this with any online accounting softwares if you're using, and you are willing to extract that information using the Power Query without going to the portal directly. So now let me just click on this table to check which is my table, relevant table. So I think this is the one table which was there for me. Yeah. importance total. This is the one. This table has come here. All the details here. So now what I'll do is I'll just select this table and I'll click so that you get the data here. So it will do the automatic transformations, extracted. Okay. Now this screen that you're seeing right now, it is called as Power Query Editor. This is the first look for the Power Query Editor. So here, this is for loading the data, which we will discuss a little later. But just have a look at this first. This is the information, quality, importance, and all the other details have been extracted from here. How do I get rid of this? Sorry, yeah. So this is the place where you can see all the details. So now I want to load this data. Close and load. See, now this has come in the editable form. So this is the first successful step that we are able to extract the data directly from the web portal. Are you able to follow this here? Can I have quick thumbs from everyone? Hello. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So coming up back to with this, now this is one of the methods. Now like that, there are hundreds of methods from which you can extract the data, like the data, get data from file, from Excel workbooks, which is the most used feature because we have majority of the data stored in the Excel form. So from directly Excel, you can import it. And from the database, from the SQL servers, if anybody is using, you can use it. For most of us, this ODBC server, this is nothing but which is used for Tally Prime. The Tally and the Tally Prime, they use ODBC servers. So you can even extract information directly from the Tally. Okay, so for example, when we do the auditing, we will extract the sales register from the Tally and we will dump it and we do the verification steps. So what you can do from going forward, prepare one Excel sheet, give a code from the ODBC and connect it with that particular Tally and come back to this and click a refresh. So the entire data, it will come here. Is that understood? Okay, great. So, so that was a brief about what was the interface of the Power Query. So let us now jump into the slides also and have a look at what is this Power Query. And in the end, let me tell you, we'll have a very wonderful example, which is going to give you a complete clarity as to how this is really useful. Because this is a little technical on the coding side. So it can be little a boring kind of thing, but just allow me some time. At the end of the session, definitely you will be feeling much more valuable for this. So as I said, Power Query, it's nothing but it's a tool in the Excel and it is helping you with importing of the data, and it also helps you to transform the data and load the data finally to get the output. Okay, so if I have to tell you in our language, as an auditor, we go to the client for extracting the information from the client, then we use that information with us for performing our own analysis, creating our working papers. Once we have done with the working papers, we will put them in the form of annexures, and those annexures we will put it in our final report. Okay, so this process that an individual is doing, this can be done with the help of Power Query. So like if one person from your team is going to the client, telling him to give a particular set of ledgers every quarterly or every half yearly, what you can do is in the Power Query, you can do a setup wherein the client can give you one of the user ID of their software, and you connect this Power Query with the help of this get data tool that we have seen. With that, you can extract all the information which client has to do manually at the moment. So stop the doing of that. Second step, once the data has been received, we will perform the analysis on the data to find out any discrepancies, or is there are any red flags in that particular data. That we do it with the help of pivots, our VLOOKUPs, and sorting, filtering, elimination, sanitizing the data, comparing the data with two separate sheets, etc., which we do manually. For that you can use the tool of transformation in the Power Query. That is nothing but what you can do is you can define a set of instructions, whatever we are doing manually, tell the Power Query to do the same for you. So it will only do the those comparisons, analysis, everything. Then after the analysis, we will summarize the observation. That is, we've designed the annexures. That also you can define it with the help of Power Query, and everything will run automatic. And currently, if we are taking 4 to 5 hours of time for extraction, loading, analyzing, and making the annexures, you can do it in a click of a button in not even a minute. It will take, depending upon the size of the data, you get the output. All right. So that is the brief thing of that. So that's the biggest advantage that you have. Plus, it is much more efficient. Okay, higher efficiency is given because human beings are bound to errors, but technology is not going to do the errors. We would be requiring only for application of the concept functionally. That's it. Okay. So let me just give you with the help of this table, the Power Query. As I said, you will have a set of raw data from the softwares like SharePoint, from the Microsoft Access, websites, SQL servers, ODBC server, Tally, from the Tally, etc. From there, it is very raw, right? So with the help of Power Query, you can extract that particular data, transform it, and load that particular data as you desired in your own annexure formats. There is also additional concept of data model and Power Pivot, which we are not covering it today, but it is also somewhere a higher version, part and parcel of Power Query itself. It requires cannot be covered in the span of 2 hours. So that's why, but I wanted to bring this to the light so that you are aware that there is concept of data model and Power Pivot also. Okay, so let us see a little further now. What is this Power Query? So now here you see this, I have used the words called Power Query. It adds ETL to the Excel. What is this ETL? E for extraction, which is the first part you are seeing here. Then T for transformation, and L for loading the data. So this is the technology language. Now let me tell you in the auditor's language. Extract is the same. You extract information from the client about the ledgers, registers, PO report, customer master data, the list of GST, B2B supplies, B2C supplies, TDS reports, and financial statements, balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement, whatever is there, you extract from the softwares. Transformation. Then once you have extracted those sales register, purchase registers, employee master database, you have extracted their commission, discount, sales strategy, the sales budget, etc., everything, you will perform the analysis on that. So our analysis is equivalent to the transformation as per Power Query. Then once you have done the analysis, etc., you will prepare a summary annexures which are to be put in the report for the purpose of discussion with the client. So those annexures is nothing but loading of the data into the relevant annexures as we desire. So what all we can extract? So we as an auditor, we would always need various files on which we are working. And databases, this is a new term, but database is nothing but, in our language, we should understand that software from which we are willing to extract. That software, it has a database in the background where the data gets stored. Okay. Then websites. So this can be relevant for those people who are assisting their clients in terms of e-commerce platforms, or who are maintaining the data in a cloud, Zoho Books, etc. So you can evaluate that how easily you can get the data from that website, whatever you need on a day-to-day basis. Then Exchange, Microsoft Exchange is another aspect which is there. And then there are other things. So that is the extraction part, which we have discussed about extracting the information from the client. Now, once you have extracted, you will perform transformation on that particular thing. So what kind of transformation? The moment you get the data, you'll see that, when this PAN card has very recently, one of the members said that there are no spaces in the front, in the back, which is causing a problem in the pivot and all. So you'll do a cleanup of the data. You can do it with the help of query also. Then you will say that out of that entire data, I don't want entire data. I want only a selected group of vouchers, etc. Then you can do the filtering of that with the help of Power Query also, which we are doing manually. And you can eliminate whatever columns, rows you don't want. You want to keep it like that. So these are all manual steps that we are doing right now. Those similar way, you can give instructions in the Power Query, which will do it on its own. Okay. So that is about the transformation. Then annexures, as we said, we will prepare the annexures. So we can do this in the form of Excel tables, data models, and connections. So this can be technical, but I have tried to give my best in our language. What we are trying to do: extract the information from the client, perform your analysis with this thing, and prepare the annexures with the help of this loading. So this is from the start to the end that you can do with the help of Power Query. So till here, please confirm if you are getting a brief idea as to what Power Query has a capability of doing. I would like to see a thumbs. I don't see much participation today. I'm pretty sure that it's in evening though, but if you have a participation, I think it will be more exciting for me to give the more from my side as well. Okay, so it's a slow evening. There's a long weekend also coming. This Friday being a Ganesh Visarjan, and a Saturday and Sunday everybody has. So I think you should all cheer up for that at least. So can I quickly have a thumbs up, guys? Thanks, Karan. Thanks, Sashi. Okay. All right, so let's get back, jump into this again. Let's see what all the Power Query can do. Did we just skip? Yeah. So yeah, so I think we already covered when to use. If you want to analyze more data, obviously you want to create connections and all. It's very technical, so I'll not explain it now. When we do the practical example, I'll explain it to you then. And automate. Now, if you want to automate whatever you are doing manually and you want to save cost on your employees that you are doing right now, trust me, this Power Query will help you in doing that. You're getting a point. So if you're right now, I am sure that you'll require at least 2 to 3 people from our team size to go there. So one person to go and extract the information, the manager will be supervising the data. 2 people will go there, sit with the client. They'll spend 4 days to extract the data. So now employee, you're having to have additional team size for that. But with this, if you learn it properly and you apply, really implement it across wherever you're doing, you can save that cost of the employee, save time, offer better price to your client. That this is since you're also saving time, the client is also saving time, and the process has got easy. You can do that part. So listen and understand this complete concept that you will implement the Power Query after going back from this particular session. Okay, so this is the main objective as to why the session is also there, so that you can implement it across the whatever routine works that you are doing as a part of it, which I assume that it should be a part of internal audit, statutory audits. We do many of the areas like GST reconciliations, TDS reconciliations, and all that things. Okay, so that is the part. So what is Power Query? I think I already gave, but let's just have a look at this again. Extract, transform, and load. But now from where all you can extract? From the table or range, that is from the Excel only you can extract. CSV is also an Excel part of Excel. TXT files, generally you'll see in the banking sector, you will get this TXT files, so you can even import that. Other Excels, from folder from Salesforce. If anyone is using the CRM of Salesforce, they will connect with that and extract the sales dump, and you do the analysis on that sales dump, whether they have followed the given policy, as per the policy, that the customer is onboarded properly or not, whether the data is being captured properly or not, etc. You can do the analysis and present your observations on that. Then on this, you can do this various types. I've just given a list of major transformations that you can do. You can remove columns. This is a part of your cleaning the data. You want to clean the data, you do this with the help of this. And you want to analyze the data, you use this bottom, sorting and split and all that. Then later on, you can load it in the Excel and connections, data models and all. So this part can be difficult to understand with the nomenclature. When you start using it, you will get used to it. Okay. In the example, when we'll be going, I'll explain you the loading part, what it really is trying to mean to us. Next. This I have shown you as a part of the practical example, the Power Query, that this is where it is available in the data tab. Go to this get and transform tool, queries and connection part. That's it. So there's nothing much in this. So that's how it is. You have to now this Power Query editor. This is the first step in the Power Query. So this is where your process in the Power Query starts. So when I say Power Query, it's a coding language in the background, nothing to do with that. Okay. So you are supposed to do with the first ETL, extract. So first step is extract. Second step is transform. Third step is loading. So these are the three steps that we have to repeat. ETL. Power Query adds ETL to the Excel. E stands for extraction of the data. T stands for transformation of the data. L stands for loading of the data. I'll repeat this because this is what the Power Query is all about. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay. So extraction, transformation, and loading. These are the three key steps that you have to remember. Now, let us see the first part, that is E. E for extraction. So you can extract from file. You can extract from a database. In our language, it's a software. Azure, it's a Microsoft product. Many of the companies, they store a lot of data in the Azure. So it's also kind of software. Online sources, that is like if you're doing analysis from the market research, then you can extract the information from online sources. If you're tracking the stock trading also, you can do it with the help of online sources from here. From other sources, he will give you. So these are the designed for keeping in view certain softwares which are not at the broader level, like Tally, Exchange, SharePoint, Power, Microsoft Query, and all that things from that things. So from the file, this is the most commonly used by the auditors. Workbook, text, XML. This is for income tax. Wherever there is an income tax, XML is widely used there. JSON, I'm sure previously before GST came into picture, even I didn't know what is JSON, but once the GST has come into picture, it has become the most common term across all of us. So you can import the JSON. So to give you a use case for that, many a times you'll come across that the JSON is either corrupted, you're not able to access the file and all that stuff. Please try using Power Query and open that. You can read the content in that. Then from the folders and from the SharePoint folder, this is the thing. So I think you should focus on this after going back from file part. Okay. These are, once you have got familiar with this, I think you will automatically understand how to use this part. Okay. So your takeaway for this is that you will focus morely on the from file part on terms of extraction. Is there anyone who wants to speak? No. Okay. Next, let us have a look at the transformation now. So this is the query editor where the transformations will happen. So in our language, as we said, it is analysis. Okay. So how to do that analysis with the help of these query editing tools. This on the top, whatever you're seeing, right? These are all query editing tools. So it's nothing but in the original Excel, when we are doing, we have the options, right? The data sort option is there. We use shortcuts to apply the Alt Control Shift L to apply the filters. Then you use Alt down arrow to check what are the data that is available, etc. Those are only the tools that has been incorporated into the Power Query. Now the only difference is in Excel, every time you have to go and apply that, but when it comes to query, once you apply that, the query is going to make the note of the steps. Can you see this here? The step.
Yes.
These are the steps. So it will record the steps, whatever you are doing. And later on, you can go back and do this changes here in the steps. Okay. Next, this part you see, this is called as M code, which we don't have to learn. Maybe when you advance it, you should learn this. I am learning this at the moment, and it is taking a lot of time to understand this M code, because we are not from the coding background. But yes, I've been learning this M code, and I'm trying to build excellent tools, which probably I will yeah, sorry for the disturbance that was there. All right, so here you can see the data that is being extracted, and these are the query steps. So this is a transformation part, ET. Next, loading. When we before we go into this, the query editor tools, I've just zoomed it out for a reference. There's a home button on the top. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you see this home button. Then there you see that there is this transformation button, home button, transform, add column, and there is a view access. So each of them will help us to do some sort of analysis in that, which I think we will see when we do the practical example. Just understand this is a part of your query editor tool. The loading part, I think we will cover it again with the help of example, because it is difficult to explain when you'll not be able to follow without that real use case which is there. So let us okay, till here can I again have a quick thumbs ups? Are we able to follow? Because from now I'll be taking that example to explain you what is going on. Anyone has any questions till now, so that you be in a better position to correlate with the example then we'll be learning? If anyone has any doubts, you can please unmute yourselves and talk.
You said, this is Venkat. So you said using ODBC connection, we can connect to Tally. Am I right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I will try that. So far I have not tried that.
Definitely, you should try that. Anyone else who wants to talk? Sashi, do you want to talk? Okay. I just want a couple of people. I'll give. I want to know 3-4 people. Whoever has anything, please talk, so that we take the most out of the session, because that is the purpose of the session, that you are able to follow. Anyone who wants to talk? Rajshekhar, your hands is raised probably, so that's why I'm calling out your name. Okay. I assume that we've been able to follow till here. So let me take you through one of the examples now. I just leave 2 minutes of your time. Please read this case study once, so that we'll have a look at the real data and also brainstorm once. If it is supposed to be done manually, how we will do it, and if it is to be done with the Power Query, how we can do that. Okay, so I'll just keep the screen on for 2 minutes, go through this, then we'll see the case study. Are we done with reading then? Are we done reading? Can I have quick thumbs? Thanks, Karan. All right. So can someone again raise your hands if you want to speak and come into the quick discussion? Anyone?
Yeah, it's me, Venkat again. So you are telling reconciliation of this brokerage, auction, transaction, SEBI turnover, and margins. So
Yeah.
this first one data. So the whole this okay. Let me categorize them as expense category. Okay, expense category or and this thing I'm getting from bill register. One big
Revenue. Revenue. You can call it as revenue because these are all revenues.
Okay, revenue. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So then this is coming from that bill register. From that bill register, I need to take a summary of all these things for these. Okay, for these categories. Summary. Okay.
Correct.
Next part is again I need to reconcile brokerage separately for each market, and there is for each market type you are getting for each market NSE, BSE, NSE, CDS, NSE, FNO. So
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 reports are there. 4 reports have to be consolidated in the, and one big database has to be so 4 reports has to be consolidated, and again from those 4 we need to identify all these categories.
Correct.
And then we need to reconcile.
Correct. Same is the case with the ledgers also. But in the ledgers, all these market types are mixed. Like for example, brokerage income is there, and the company is having 4 market types. So when it comes to brokerage income ledger, if I will extract all the 4 market types, data is going to come in one ledger only. There is no different ledgers that get for the different market types. Whereas in case of bill register, I can get it with the market types.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you see the complexity now.
Yes.
This is how the data is there now. Okay. Yeah. Now we are the auditors. My MD has said, okay, just let me explain this case to all of them. Okay. So there is a company whose name is XYZ Private Limited. So let us spend some good time to understand this so that we'll see the case study in a proper manner. So there is a company whose name is XYZ Private Limited. What is the nature of the business? They are engaged in the stock broking. Okay. So they are maybe the stock brokers wherein their clients will come to them, get onboarded, and they'll do the trading. The company XYZ Private Limited, they will earn income in the form of brokerage or some transaction charges and all that things. Now, he says that the company is holding license to trade with NSE, BSE, CDS, and FNO. So they are having 4 licenses. So that also indicates that company is earning commission income or brokerage income from all the stock brokers, the various stock exchanges. Okay, till here it is fine. Then the clients of XYZ Private Limited, they trade in the said market types, the activity which is made available to XYZ in the FTP module. So there is a file transfer protocol There is one module, it seems, in all the trading related information is getting available in the XML format. Well and good, till here is also fine. The finance executive, he will extract the said XML file and he will load it in the ERP for the purpose of automated accounting in the books of accounts. Okay, so he means to say that this XML file is giving me only the trading data. This file he will have to again import it in the ERP, which is going to do the automated accounting, it seems. All right, fair enough. So that means there is no role from our side to verify whether XML data has been properly imported or not, because that has been automated already. So once the control testing is over, we are not again required to do this testing again and again. So till here, there is no role of ours. Now, what is happening now on importing? Following incomes and the charges will get accounted: brokerage income, option charges. So these are the various charges which are automatically getting accounted in the ledgers. Till here also it is fine. The company is maintaining separate report which is called as bill register, which contains all the above incomes and charges based on the actual invoice issued to the customer. So now he's saying that if there is a separate bill register, so ideally this XML file which has been imported and accounted here in the ledgers, it should tally with the bill register also, because bill register is getting prepared based on the actual invoice. So that means as an auditor, if we find out instances where an invoice is there in the bill register, but it is not there in the ledgers, that means it has not been accounted. That is one thing. Second thing is that if there is a transaction in this ledger, but it is not appearing in my bill register, that means that accounting has happened, but invoice has not been issued. So invoice not issued, there is a short collection from the customer. That is the understanding that we can have from the case that is given to us. Now, on review of MIS, the managing director of the company notices that there is a shortage of revenue that is being charged to the customer vis-a-vis the trade activity as per the FTP report being received from the respective stock exchanges. And hence, the managing director, he has requested the finance executive and the internal auditor to perform the following: reconciliation of brokerage income, means these ledgers, SEBI turnover, etc., between bill register and the general ledgers, indicating separately for each of the market types, and produce the report. Second, perform the calculation of institutional investor. Okay, this we will see it once again. So let us try to understand this first part of it. Has everyone understood the case? Please tell me, because we have spent some time. Can we have a quick thumbs? Yeah. All right. So now let us first do this manually. I'll show you where the data is available. Here is the data that is available for all the months. Okay, so sorry, not all the months, but for all the details that are required for doing that. So this first one is bill register BSE market type, bill register NSE market type, bill register for NSE F&O market type, and bill register for NSE. At the same time, we have the ledgers of brokerage, auction charges, margin shortfall penalty, SEBI turnover, transaction charges. Now, tell me then, if we are supposed to extract, so now extraction part is already over. So we have the data with us. We have to now do the analysis of the data. So now when I have to compare bill register BSE, if I open here, I'll see that there are transaction brokerage is here. Okay, so how much is the brokerage income as per my this report is 4,35,046 from the BSE market. Okay, this is as per bill register. Now let me have a look in the ledger of the brokerage. So this is my brokerage ledger. So here I can see that there are different market types. So I do not have a direct data that is available here. Okay, so when I inquired with the management, I get to know that this all the transactions which are starting with B, right? they are all the transactions which are done with the BSC. So what I can do is I can either choose to have B oblique. If I type, I'll filter all these kind of transactions and I click OK. So now if I total up this, how much it is coming to? 4,35,925, more or less accurate to this data that we had. How much it is? 4,35,046, 4,35,925. So there is a difference which is there. Okay. Similarly, I have to do for what now? NSE market type also. So I'll go here, NSE CDS. If I have to open, and I see that how much is the brokerage income. So here is the brokerage column. Is there any income here? Yes, there is how much? 56,149. Now let us go back to the ledger and first find out where is this NSE CDS. Here it is. So can I total up this? 53,401. Am I getting it? 53. So there is a small difference. 56,149, 53,401. So there is a chunk of difference which is there. Now tell me if I'm supposed to do this like this and then give a MIS also to the management. So let's see how is that being defined. Sorry. So here it is, like this is the summary, this is the final output which is supposed to be there. So this is the BSE market type, NSE, F&O, NSE. What is my brokerage income as per BSE market type? NSE CDS, F&O and NSE. Same lines I have here as per the ledgers. Brokerage income how much? NSE, F&O, etc. Now let us stop here and let us have an interaction again. Now do you think this thing can be automated or not? Can this be automated? Because this is an activity which we will have to do it every month from now onwards. Tell me, do you see that this can be automated? Please unmute yourselves and speak.
Yes, yes.
Anyone who wants to speak, please raise your hands. I'll unmute you. Or you can even leave a reaction for that matter. I'll understand. Please, this is very important. I'm not sure if you are also connected with the session or not. No, I don't get any response. Okay. I'll be leaving in an hour. So the earlier you respond, the better. Okay. All right. So yes, this activity can be automated. Now, how do we do that? Is a big question mark. So number one, let me create a new file and let me show you a sample as how you can do it. So now remember the formula ETL, extract, transform, load, extract, transform, load. That is the Power Query. So the first step is that I want that data for my analysis. So go to data, get data from file, from Excel. I'll repeat this: data, get data from file, from Excel workbook. Once you click on this workbook, it will very easily give you select the path that you want to select. So you can just go here, select this data path and paste it here. Now, what all sheets you want to analyze, one by one start importing. Bill register BSC, import. So it will open you the query editor. Once you start importing, it will import it in the query editor. So click on this. My entire data which is there is here. What you can do here is you can click on, don't click on this load button, click on the transform data. Okay. So very easily you'll understand this entire thing now. Once you click on transform data, the entire data will come here. Here, this is my data, complete data which is there, which I will be analyzing very shortly. Okay. Next, some good practices, rename this because you'll be importing multiple data, and don't give any spaces. Bill register. What is this? NSC. NSC only, right? BSc, I guess. Sorry. BSc. Okay. Renamed that. Next. Again. We want another data to be extracted. So new query you can do. Here you can click right click, new query from file, from Excel workbook. Now select the next file, NSC CDS, import this data. You got this data. Now the next step is what? Again, so once again, okay. Click on OK. Click on refresh. What is this? Rename it. Bill register. NSC CDS. Okay. So like that, what you can do is you can go on importing the data. Are you able to follow? This is where you have to import all the files that are needed for our analysis. Like I showed you the steps. So let me import one of the ledgers now from Excel workbook. Like that, all this F&O and NSC also you should import. Let me import this ledger of brokerage. All right. Now, first I'll explain you with less data. Then I'll also show you the final file which I have made. It took me a lot of time to write that particular coding and all that stuff. But in the interest of time, I'll have to show you some key features and functionalities here. Okay. Now, when we performed these steps, okay, close and load to. I'll just, for the time being, okay, I'll load the data also. No problem with that. I can load. Here, so all the data is imported and you will create separate Excel sheets. You see this? He's still getting the data. This is the beauty of the Power Query. Now, next time, whenever you are again going to do this, what you should do is simply paste your data with the same file names here and come here and click on this refresh button. All the data will get populated next month onwards. I'll show you that also. Okay. Now, what was our manual step? Let us just rethink that in the ledger brokerage, what we were doing. Let me open this Excel sheet. Now, what we were doing here is that we were trying to click B oblique to identify the BSc data. And then we were clicking NSC, CDS, we were filtering and we were trying to total this up. And again, F&O, if you type F and probably I think F&O, then you'll get this data, correct? So this is manually we are doing, and we'll go to that data and then we'll do the population. Now with this new learning, you don't have to do it this way. Now, what you can do is here, open this query, Power Query. Okay, so this is the ledger brokerage. Now, what I want to do is I want to do some a helper column for this. So what I will do is because I want to do it every month, I will write one particular coding. So now here we are going to learn about transformation. Data extraction is over, transformation. So now you go here in the add column. This, if you are able to see the screen, add column. Next, click on conditional column. With one condition, I will be inserting a new this thing here. So here I can write as market, type as my new column. I'm inserting a new column. So what I'm going to do, if my narration, so where in the narration column equals the value, what is the value? Let us say first is F and O. Okay, if the value is equal to F and O, then I'll say that please present me NSC F and O in the output. Okay, So let us just apply this step once and let's see. Else others. Okay. Okay. Just to see whether it comes. So now let me filter this out. Okay. I think it was not taken properly. F and O. It is classifying it as this one. So the data is, let's check with the, if it begins with, right? Or let's write it as contains. Yeah, so that's why it has been done, because maybe there is some sort of spacing or some sanitization steps which we have not done. Now here it has come as NSE F&O wherever it is, F&O is there, and elsewhere it will show others. So like that we have 4 market types, correct? So why not we have for all the market types? Let us do that. Add clause and narration. This one begins with, I'll write B oblique, because that is how I filtered when I wanted to check for BSc market type, and then give me as BSc as a market type. Add clause, again narration, begins with, what else is there? Z oblique is there. Okay, so Z oblique, and type it as NSC market type, and then add clause, choose narration, and type contains CDS, or we can type NSC CDS. It can be difficult if you have spaces, so try to use as low as possible NSC CDS. So or else others. So this is there. Now let us see if this works. Okay. Yeah, it did work. See, now wherever there is, it's beginning with B, BSc has come. F&O, NSC F&O is coming. Z oblique is there, NSC is coming. And do we have any CDS case here? Yeah, we do have NSC CDS. So let's just have a look. See, wherever there is NSC CDS in the narration, this has come. Okay, so till this is one step. Like that, we have how many ledgers? 4 ledgers, 5 ledgers. For all the ledgers, you can insert this kind of step, NSC, F&O and all. So let me also load this so that I can show you a real example as to whatever I'm talking is now going to make you a sense. So now here you got this market type data here, correct? Now let me say that the next month the data has changed in the background, BSc data, right? So so let us say that these 2 transactions you're able to see, right? This, let us say there's 3 transactions, this 60 B and all. So let us say that this is a revised data and these 3 transactions are not there. I deleted those data from the main sheet. Now what you will do again, you'll again don't have to repeat these steps. What you can simply do is come to this Excel Power Query wherever you have written the code, and since it is already linked to that particular folder, now you don't have to again come copy paste, do the B oblique BSc F&O market type, Z, nothing required. Just come here, click data and click refresh all, and you'll see that these 3 transactions should be gone, should be deleted out of that, and the fresh data will come into picture. You see this? It's gone. Guys, if you are able to appreciate this, please show some sort of response, some sort of reaction. If you are able to really appreciate and now understand, because it's being now practical. But trust me, once you go back and implement this, your life will be much easier. Can I have responses, please? I want to understand if you are able to appreciate this, the feature of Power Query which is there.
It's very good actually. I'm not able to see how to show the thumbs up or anything from in the screen. So that's why we are not able to respond.
No problem. Thank you for unmuting and responding it, so that I am able to now correlate and appreciate that we are able to follow.
Yeah. And
Okay.
one more thing which I want to know is I'm trying to do it myself. Similar files I do have. The Zerodha gives the files like this for different files.
Yes.
So I'm trying to do it, but I'm not able to see the top for Excel in the data. I can see that from text, from the XML, from other sources, but I don't see that Excel option at all in the data.
Ma'am, there are all Excel, you're saying?
Is it linked with the version also?
No, ma'am. If you're having a
Yeah,
license,
you are doing it from Excel files, right?
yes, this is Excel. I'll show you with the JSON also how you can import if you want at the end of the session, because we have GSTR 1 or 2A, 2B, which generally now it is coming in the form of Excel, but JSONs also can be imported, XML files can also be imported, and we need to do certain study and research to customize it as per our requirements.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So now let us jump into, so I have shown you this market type, how to do this filtering, because I want to have the totals from the ledgers for each of the market types. That's why we did this activity. Now, once we are done with this, we have to prepare a summary for the managing director. So for that, I would like to show you the file which has already been created, in which all the coding has been done. And in that, if I do one single change, my entire thing is going to auto populate and give me an output. So you see this rent receipt, transaction charges. Okay, let me show you it in this way. Data, queries and connections. So if I open this query editor, so I've not gone into the function, the technical aspects, the jargons, the coding language and all, but you will have to understand that also to be effectively be able to use this. So you see this, there are 20 queries that are there here with a lot of transformations that has been done in that to reach my intended output. In each and every ledgers, I have added a conditional column, which I have shown you just now, which will give me this market type in the right side. So you see ledger margin shortfall. There is this market type which is inserted. Probably this is not needed, maybe to the management. That's why I have not done that. SEBI turnover fees. You see this market type, it has been inserted here like that. All it has been done. And this NSE calculation, I'll show it a little later. So now, once everything has been done, I gave an instruction to load this, because this is how my workings will also be prepared. If I was supposed to do this manually, then I would still do it in this way, because I need to submit it for the review also. So the reviewer will also see this, have you taken the correct figures for the BSC like this manually, and NSE figures how much, etc. Am I right? So instead, what we did is that we gave a clear instruction. So going forward, I'll just load the data. All my workbooks will come in one sheet. Directly, I can share this working with the team or the reviewer or the client, whoever is asking. Next, once the data has been received and we did our analysis, this is what is our analysis or our transformation that we wanted to do. Now, once this transformation is over, our objective is to have a comparison between the bill register and the ledgers for each of the market types separately. So for that, we prepare this reconciliation sheet. This has also been automated with the help of formulas, that is SUMIF. So as I told you, Power Query cannot be 100% automatic thing, but if you mix Power Query from the extraction with the software, whatever information you require, and you define properly your transformations, and you define the final output and automate that with the help of the formulas, then you can get the desired output. So like here, 4,35,081. Okay, I think in brokerage we did some change, right? Like these three transactions, there are certain transactions which we deleted. Okay, so how many are there to showcase you? You see in the ledger brokerage, there are 1,124 rows. Okay, and here, how much difference do we have? 39 at the moment. 4,35,081, 4,35,081 is there as per ledgers. So now let us see, let me refresh this data and check whether this 1,124 rows are going to change, and at the same time, this reconciliation sheet should also get updated. Just refresh all. 1,124, wait for the magic to happen. it should be reduced. Yeah, these are not required data for me, which is, yeah, this is also okay. This is also okay. Since there are so many background queries which are there, it is running and it's taking a bit. Now see, 1121. It was 1124. 3 transactions we deleted. It was updated. Now just see this 4,32,943. The amount has also changed automatically. So now, do you really think this is a wonderful tool? Yes. So can we allow them to speak and voluntarily you should please keep yourself on mute. Obviously, anyone from the branch who can grant them the permission to speak, because this is something very important and I don't want anyone to miss on this part, because the level at which the time that we have saved right now, if those 3 transactions, if I have to prepare this workings again, I would have spent at least 4 to 5 hours for changing all the workings. But at the click of the button, everything changed and I got the final output also. I'm not sure if I can grant you, otherwise I would have granted the access to speak.
Sir, we given a grant to everyone, sir, to speak.
Okay, so guys, you can please unmute yourself and just tell at least yes, you are able to follow and unmute yourself back to maintain the integrity.
Yes, this tool is very useful in day-to-day routine activities. So thank you for sharing this. And also, you have any case studies to practice for us?
No, not really. I prepared this case study specifically for this this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But this, unless we have practice, we can't implement it immediately, I feel.
Absolutely, it is not possible to implement it the right way. You will need to learn a lot. You have to practice every day, at least for 2 hours or 1 hour, whatever time it is, and try to understand this aspect. And only then it will be forming part and parcel of the our day-to-day routines. But it is no, I can say only one thing, that without this, there is no future for the automation. We will be left behind. And also Power Query is one of the languages which is used as a part of automation. And there are many more languages like Python, Alteryx as a software, UiPath, which is there. These are all the things that are going to change the way the auditing is done. And if these are not adopted, trust me that we are not going to survive in the market. I can say that's it. So understand the importance. This is the time that we have to start learning.
Do you suggest any sources to learn these tools?
Yes, definitely. You can go and refer. First of all, obviously the free resources, the YouTube, and there is a whole set of Microsoft's documentation that is available online. You can directly go there and start learning from there also. You can learn on Udemy also for that matter. And but the most important part is that you try it in yourself as a part of the Excel which is there, and read as many articles you can, and use live examples. Try to have a thought that wherever you're working, if this can be automated, then why not? Have that thought in the mind. You will be able to implement it across.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that is the example and the resolution for the case study that we had just now. And I was successfully able to, now every month, whenever I get the data, I simply load into this folder and I click a refresh button, which I would have spent at least half day. I'm sure that this would require at least half day's work, and one resource also for me, for which I have to, to whom I have to pay maybe 30,000, who is working completely 30, 40, 50, whatever may be the cost. I now don't want any type of resource for this who can do this. I just need the client to share me the data. I'll put it in the folder and I'll just click a refresh button. I'll share it to the client also. So that is how the power is there with this help of Power Query. So I think we still have a, are we over? We passed the time. I think we still have time, right?
Still half an hour is there.
Yeah. So Can I have a few quick discussion? Anyone here who does GST reconciliations every month? I think they are doing 2B reconciliations, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no one is doing 2B reconciliations. Come on. Acha, team is doing, right?
Yeah, they either use the softwares or they do it manually.
Yeah, but softwares also are giving to certain extent, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they give mostly the data in Excel again.
Yeah, when there is a step-by-step process for that, client has to give in some desired format of that software itself. We need to get that data in that format. Wherever the tally is there, I think they are extracting it directly from tally, but
yeah.
Otherwise, you have to bring it in the desired format of that software. So then require some steps, customizing the data, uploading the data into the portal, and then wait for the error reports, then download and again put it in the Excel, analyze the data, put your remarks, and throw it to the client. Client will revert. There is a lot of steps. Then document final reconciliation sheet. This is the output. This is the summary. This is the input that I have taken in 3B. These are the transactions which are not appearing in 2B. These are the transactions which are appearing only in the books. These are my previous period transactions appearing now. All that things are there. Am I right?
Yeah.
How will the software also be able to figure that out that much? I'm not sure. When at least I have done used many softwares, they will not again, suppose after our analysis again we need to give some sort of input to the software so that it can record our response also, so that in the future reconciliations it will not consider. But I don't think any of softwares is providing that kind of facility right now. So how do we do the reconciliations at the moment, if I have to ask? I know that reconciliation is happening, but documentation doesn't happen to the level at which it has been desired. If I'm sure of it. So whenever there is a show cause notice, we should be in a position that whatever RICO we have done it now, that only should form a basis for my explanation, and I should not be performing a RICO once again when I get a notice. But that is not happening at the moment. In majority, I'm not saying all of us, majority of the organizations, that is a challenge, that they have to again go back and pull the data and do that. Anyone has any better method, please? It's okay. We are in the learning phase. If you tell me, then I can give you one solution. I can show you a live case study on that also. If you wish to see how that reconciliation can be done.
I think with this Power Query tool itself, we can do it.
Yes, definitely. With this tool only. I have a case ready with that also. But I'm looking for response from the people. If they're interested, I'll show. Can I have a quick thumbs or hands, or you can unmute and say a yes? I want to hear a yes for that.
We definitely would like to know about that.
Okay. All right. So I'll just show that also. But okay, let me close these files. This. And let me just run you through the slides first. Now you'll be able to understand these tools which I was talking about. So a quick theory, and then I'll show you the 2B reconciliation also, how you can do that. There is this home tab. We have seen this close and load right now. And I'll show you this group by also if you want. I will, in this session, the 2 hours is very less to show all the features. But let me highlight the ones which will be very useful. Close and load will be very useful. Group by will be very useful tool. Merge queries will be very useful. Append queries will be very useful for us. In the transformation, again, group by is very useful. And here unpivot is one of the very useful tools. Then extract is another useful tool that we will require in our day-to-day transformations. In the add column, column from examples, custom, and this conditional column is very important. that we will use in every regular basis. So these are the, I think, focus points that we can keep as an auditor for us. Rest of the things are not meant for us, but these are some key features that we have to learn in terms of the query editor. Next, in coming with the loading.
One query here.
Yeah.
The same issue. How do we see all these things? I don't see it in my thing. Is it something additional thing we need to do it?
So if I have to tell you the steps, if you can follow these steps, I'll show you the steps for that. 1 minute. So if you have to see all those features, you have to import at least some data so that you can enter into the query editor. So here, if you go into the data and get data from file and you click on this, okay, you'll get some data into that. After you can click on queries and connections here. The tab in the right side, the panel will open up. You can double click on this. So once you double click on this query editor will open up. When you come to this, you'll see all these features here: close and load, transform, add column, view, and they are grayed out right now. But once you have the data, which is there here, it's taking a bit of time. These all features will get enabled, then you can perform those on that. See, these are all got enabled. So this group by, the transformation, group by, add column, like this. Okay.
Okay. Thank
you. So you can try following these steps. Probably you should be able to view that. Okay. So let us just get back to the presentation and very quickly understand now. So this is over. Then this part. So the loading of the data. So you can load the data direct into the worksheet, which is there, as we have done for that example. And you can insert it in the pivot table also as desired format. As I said now, that annexure that you prepare, final annexure. For that purpose, you can use it in this. And only create connection means, do you want that data only for some sort of verification part? You don't want the data to be visible to the client. Then you create it as only create connection. So that data will not get up, in the main sheet, it will not appear. Only in the background. It's a helper kind of thing for us. Okay. So that is the step for the transformation of the loading. Then, though, as I have explained the tools, there are various tools which are available for us. So these are the text-based tools, the basic table transformation tools. These are text. So wherever you have like name, invoice number, these are all text. So for that, these are the transformations that you can do. Apply delimiter, etc. So I mean, it will be wrong on my part to tell you these all things because you will not be able to follow. You have to practice this a little more so that you get to know the terminology of this. You get familiar with the jargons, the terminology, the nomenclature that they are using with this. Similarly, you have number specific, sum, minimum, maximum, median, average, which we do manually at the moment, subtotal, which you are doing formula based, right? Those are the this one. And then date specific in this add column, if you go and see, you'll find out that there are certain date related also wherever we have the data. So I think this case study, which we have already walked through. So this was the solution. I showed you the solution for that. Now, before we go and see the GSTR 2B reconciliation format also, I would like to now ask if everybody has been able to follow. Does anyone has any type of questions, queries, or they feel that there is some part of it which is not understood? Can please now tell me. I'm happy to explain that once again.
Hello.
Hi, Parameshwar.
Yes. Thank you so much for all your efforts. It will be really a great session so far. Thank you for all your efforts, first of all. And my question is, let's suppose let's say I have two clients engaged in similar kind of business, and I have generated, built all this Power Query for one client, and I want to apply the same thing to the other client. Like it must more or less the other client also having similar kind of data. Is there any chance like to build some kind of template, or so that we can directly apply this template to the other data also?
120% you can do that, Parmeshwar. Only one time you have to write the code, and if the data is same, then the data can be run n number of times to get the same output that you want.
Okay, then it's only a matter of tuning the data path, all those things.
That's it. That's it. 100% you will be able to do that. That is what we are doing now in our firm.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Anyone else has any questions?
You told we could import tally data from the ODBC server, right? Is it possible to pull the trial balance as a report so that we can create a connection? Could it be possible so that whenever the client makes changes in the tally data, it automatically gets imported to the trial balance? Is that possible?
Yes, definitely it is possible. But we have not tried for specifically the trial balance as such. But the entire data that is there, you can connect with the ODBC servers also, 100%.
Okay.
So suppose now you are using that same trial balance for preparing your financials, let us say.
Okay.
Example, or for that matter, you have one sheet where you want to keep a track. When we do a statutory audit, we see there are multiple versions of tally coming up, or multiple versions of tally. Sorry, not tally, trial balance coming up. So you can have an annexure kind of thing, which is our output for discussion with the client, and one sheet you can have the data extraction. The first extraction, you can move it and prepare it in the annexure. Second time, click refresh and give a reference that, version wise, these are the changes. Automatically, you will see the difference which has been made in that part. You can do that, possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else has more? All right, so shall we have a look at the GST reconciliation also once? I'll show you that part. Let me just search for that file. I think I kept it here only. So this is a old one which we have done. We are still working on furthermore on this. Now just have a look at this. Now, first of all, is this not the desired output that we want? See, now this sheet is a reconciliation file, and here I have the books period. What is the period in the books? And here there is a comparison of GST as per 2B, and here is a GST as per books. Then I have the trade name as per 2B. I have trade name as per books. I have invoice number as per 2B, invoice number as per books, invoice date. So there is basically a comparison of all the tables, the values and all. Okay. And over and above that, I also have remarks here, which says matched, missing in 2B, missing in books kind of thing. Then for these, I have annexures also. So this is my workings. I can say the transformation which I'm supposed to do. And then I have this data also wherein it says it is missing in the books of accounts. Okay. So later on, what we will do is we'll share this data with the client, and he will give us some remarks, which we will store it here. This here. So whatever client has given the remarks, we will store it here. So let us say that Amit Dilip Jain, right? So this is pending now. So let us say that he has clarified it as this is ineligible credit. Let us say, because we have to ultimately document it, right? So this is ineligible. He has given us as a remark. So what we will do is the same format is there. which we shared with the client. He will now give us remarks. We will just paste with the remarks. We ask him, don't make any sort of changes, just update your remarks and give it to us. We'll take it and we'll put it here, and we click on data, and we click refresh all. So you should see that this should be updated as ineligible. First is file. It's loading, it's working in the background. Yes. No, is this the same invoice that we changed? In books. Okay, it's not there as a part of books, right? So it will be appearing in the part of 2B, in fact. Client remarks in the, okay, we do not have a separate tab for this thing, but here you can see client remarks in the books ineligible. This has got updated. This is the one which we changed at the moment. I'll give one more example for that. Client remarks to me, client remarks like this. Now, what's the name of this party? This is the HSN code. So it's a standard food products, right? So here, let's go back and check. We have standard food products. So if you see, otherwise I'll show you that there is no other transaction which is ineligible except for that one. So now we should be able to see 2 transactions like that. Data, refresh all. There's something there. I'm really not sure why it's not working, but should I really be working now? Maybe I need to figure that out, but it does work ineligible when we say. And these are the summary sheets that is getting prepared here. See this? Matched, missing in books of accounts, missing in 2B. So this is also automated. So now let me delete a transaction altogether, which will change probably. Like now in this case, it is matched, right? Since signed India. Let me take this transaction in GSTR. Again, the GSTR 2B, let us delete this data. So yeah, delete this. And I save this file, close this file also, and it should be gone. And these all tables will get pre-populated, automatically. This reports, these are the summary reports which I want every month. So I'll click here and click refresh. The Sensigned India should go into the mismatch, and it has gone. Along with that, this sheets also got updated for the Sensigned India. So if you see Sensigned India now, to be, you will not find that in Sensigned India. Here, the trade name as per this 2B is this one, and if you see as per this, you have 3 transactions, and the 1 transaction is missing in 2B, which is now going to appear as missing in 2B, and it will appear here also in Sensigned India Private Limited. This invoice is pending. So that is about 2B. How do you find this reconciliation as?
Good one.
Do you think this can further be expanded to evaluate and build more good tools? Not just for the 2B reconciliation. 2B is a much spoken concern which many of us face, and it is even difficult to build a tool for that. But I think what we have built up, it's giving us, at least saving a lot of time for us. It's doing the same task which we're doing manually at the moment. So I think I have explained my best. I've tried to give maximum, more of a practical aspect so that you understand really what is the Power Query thing. Also, I've tried to explain how basically you can start off with this Power Query as a tool in each of our organizations, in our firms, companies, clients, for all our clients. Think how this Power Query can be leveraged. Basic steps I have already shown you in the session today. How to get the data, how to do the transformations, some basic transformations, learn those transformations and use multiple transformations. It is not going to come over within our next 15 to 20 days. You will have to do a continuous learning on that Power Query. Then you get a hands-on experience and then you'll be able to do the automations for that. So and now I think the session from my side I've been able to cover. Saran sir is back. Sir, please highlight if there's anything that I've missed upon and for the benefit of all the members.
Mahesh, you should excuse me. Actually, we were having one meeting with the SARC members and managing committee. That's why in between I am on and off. But whenever I was just watching for 10-15 minutes in the meanwhile, it was indeed excellent because you were talking about the transformation steps. So anyway, M formula or Power Query is not just something which you can talk in 2 hours. I do agree. Okay, so it is like another ocean. Okay, how Microsoft Excel we need to spend for to learn at least 100 hours from top to bottom. In the same way, Power Query is basically an architecture. We can do great automation inside, especially in the audit domain. If anyone, I heard from Big Four firms that every time, whenever they have a proper time, their technology team makes small automation, prepare models for the auditing case studies. They'll keep in their intranet, and whenever people are needed, they can just go to the advanced data, copy it, use it for their purpose. Definitely. So I'm sure in future people will certainly use it at length. I'm giving a couple of important words which will be helpful for all the audience. Wherever you have a time, start browsing it, start reading it. In fact, you need not to go for anywhere. Microsoft website itself is having a great documentation. Every document is having 1,000-odd pages. Very in-depth basics. They explain from the very basics till the advanced. You can download it. Otherwise, maybe along with this session PPT, I can also give the Dropbox. I already downloaded all those documents. I can keep that link along with your presentation, Mahesh, so that whenever people want, they can simply open it and start reading it. And data flows is something very important for the future, because when there is a huge data, obviously the Power Query or Microsoft Excel or Power BI will take a lot of time. So data flows will change the way entirely how the work will happen with the data. Okay, especially the version control at the backend. So when I have seen at least a 15 minutes to 30 minutes session of yours, in fact, I can anyway will be having this PPT. But I request all the members. This is just the beginning. We'll request Mahesh sir and we'll invite him for a couple of advanced session on the same topic. I'm sure
definitely
the time for the institute. Thank you so much. Okay, 1 second. Mahesh sir, since it is a virtual session, we are just trying to give you one virtual certificate. Please do accept from the institute side. Just give me 1 minute.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. In fact, it's wonderful to have this kind of training sessions, because it's next thing that I think we should plan more of these kind of automation sessions now.
Certainly, sir. Certainly, sir. Just give me 1 minute. Let me share the screen, sir. Sir, please do accept Yeah, our virtual certificate on behalf of the managing committee, sir. I hope it is visible. Is it not?
Not yet.
Okay, so is it visible? The any document? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I thank formally the managing committee who in fact thought about this these technology sessions. In fact, we decided to have at least 2-3 sessions every month on the technology. I thank all the staff members who ever supported me, and I thank every participant who has been throughout the session. At any time, 40 participation throughout the session is very encouraging all the time for the members, managing committee members, as well as the speaker also. Thank you so much, Mahesh sir. If possible, you please share all the working files to us in the Dropbox. So whatever the cloud, I think our staff is going to host the same thing on the website.
Sure, so I think the material has already been shared with the team.
Yeah, if possible, the working files I'm talking about, it's already shared.
Working files, I don't think has been shared, but let me check.
Okay, no worries, because that is what you demonstrated, so that if they can open that file, probably at least they can do little work on the same.
Definitely.
The reason, if at all possible. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night. We'll see you all in the next session.
You said like the PPT has been shared, right? It has been sent to email ID.
I'm not sure. No, Venkat, actually, I think it's hosted on the institute's website. You can download it from there.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah, you can visit the institute website tomorrow. The entire PowerPoint presentation will be hosted there along with the working files once we get the files from the Mahesh sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Deepak sir, as well again, and thank you all the members for being such a good audience. I wish to have more sessions in the future. So let's I hope everybody implements this thing, since it's the future, and everyone gets benefited out of this, is what I would pray for all of us. So if you guys feel any requirement, if you want to connect for any of the doubts or anything, you can feel free to note my number and ping me a hi. We can stay connected on WhatsApp also, or over calls as well.
Yep.